Tonight across California, the lights are on for now. On the brink of blackouts again as power demand reached an all-time record high overnight, slivers of the Golden State plunged into darkness. Small regions, including parts of Silicon Valley, briefly lost electricity. The vast majority of the state, though, narrowly averting disaster.
Yesterday was the highest demand that we've ever seen in the state of California.
Dave Eisenhower, who helps monitor the flow of electricity across Southern California, says these are unprecedented times.
These hotter days just create a lot of demand on the grid. It means our equipment has to work harder. It means generators have to work harder.
As the state tries to manage a tangled web of thousands of miles of high voltage lines that feeds electricity to 80% of California, the complex and fragile system only staved off rolling blackouts after a plea for conservation, which included a first, emergency alerts that immediately curbed demand.
Those text messages went out, people reduced energy, and they got us through.
Now the grid faces another critical test today. More than 1 million in Northern California sweltering in temperatures above 110 degrees. And after 9 days of triple-digit heat, 50 million will broil through brutal conditions Wednesday and the rest of the week.
We just bought like 2 ACs for the house.
Facing dangerous days, there may be no better example of climate extremes than California's capital, hitting a record 116 degrees Tuesday. In the past 12 months, Sacramento marking its longest dry streak, its wettest day in history, and now the hottest. Tonight, a summer of extremes and another night on the brink.
And Miguel, we know you're in triple digits where you are right now. How is the electricity grid holding up at this point?
Well, Lester, California is again on the verge of blackouts. The good news, the demand for power sits just under the available supply, but authorities are saying Californians must conserve power tonight to keep the lights on.
But even though the state never ordered rolling blackouts, some Bay Area neighborhoods did see their power cut. Healdsburg, Alameda, and Palo Alto all shut off power to some customers. KPX5's Sarah Donchi is live in Alameda to explain why officials in those cities say it's not their fault.
A lot of finger pointing happening here today, Ryan, with this story. So again, those rolling blackouts that happened, it turns out all of those were a mistake, a very costly, in some cases, uncomfortable mistake. And we spent much of the day trying to figure out exactly what went wrong. Running a restaurant in the dark isn't just difficult, it's impossible. Just ask Stephanie.
We can't take any card. Yeah, we don't have light inside, so it's all dark.
Her Alameda restaurant had the power cut off during its typically busy dinner hour, forcing them to close early. Customers were told it was part of a rolling blackout, but now it appears that was a mistake.
Crazy. And we lost a lot of money. Yeah, that's it.
Alameda, along with Healdsburg and Palo Alto, began rolling blackouts during Tuesday's statewide power crunch, leaving thousands without power during blazing heat. But CalISO now says that was a miscommunication and that they simply asked utilities to be prepared.
Our direct request was for arming of firm load, as we conveyed to all the other utilities in California at that time. We had not progressed to rotating outages. And so I don't know, honestly, this morning exactly what happened there, but we will be in touch, and certainly we're going to be doubling down our communication.
Alameda Municipal Power says the Northern California Power Agency, a nonprofit that oversees several Northern California utilities, told it to begin load shedding operations. Experts say this is how the process normally goes.
The grid operator makes the determination that it really doesn't want to make, that rolling blackouts need to be called for, and then but the grid operator doesn't actually implement those blackouts. They have to talk to the utilities and ask them to put the blackouts in place.
But CalISO points to a mix-up between its dispatchers and those from the Northern California Power Agency that apparently led to some mixed messaging and the power unnecessarily being shut off for thousands.
These are situations that obviously happen very infrequently, and there was a lot happening on the grid for everybody last night, and so we'll double down on the communication, make sure that doesn't happen again.
So we just heard back from Northern California Power Agency, who sent a very long statement and essentially said that, yes, their dispatcher misunderstood, gave the wrong orders, and that's what led to these blackouts. They also, interestingly enough, took time to give themselves something of a pat on the back, saying because they did this while it was an accident, it may have inadvertently helped the state manage their load. Of course, I'm not sure how the thousands of people here would feel since their power got cut out needlessly. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a consolation prize to say, way to go, you helped everyone else out when their business is suffering and has been suffering for a while now. All right, Sarah, thank you.